In here, want to know the zakah you are paying. Zakah you are paying you are focusing on the gold, silver, and the money or assets. You are focusing on that three. Because others are well known, and we have seen before how you pay zakah about this. حساب زكاة الذهب والفضة والمال. سابعا حساب زكاة الذهب والفضة والمال. The amount you should pay from the silver, from the gold, and the cash or assets. صحيح أبي داود عن علي رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا كانت لك 100 درهم, if you have 200 dirham money, that's the first condition. Dirham is a silver, dinar is a gold. See the money we use, pound and pennies. 50p silver and 1 pound is gold. So how you differentiate? If you have 200 dirhams, وحال عليها الحول, and second condition, it stays with you 1 year. So the threshold is a boundary is 200. If you are under 200 dirham, you are paying zakah. If you reach 200 dirham, start that day, recorded that day, and after 1 year, you will pay zakah, regardless of how much it grows. But if it goes above 200 for a while and then drop, nothing to account until it comes back to the threshold of 200 dirhams. That's very important. And then 1 year from that point, if you keep that level of above the threshold, you pay the zakah for what you have. فَفِيهَا 5 دراهم, you pay 5 dirhams. From 200, 5. So from 100, how much you will pay? 200, you pay 5. 100, how much you pay? 2.5. So 2.5%. وليس عليك شيء. Nothing upon you حتى يكون 20 دينار. Also, when you go to gold, nothing upon you until it reaches 20 dinar. Before it was 5 dirham, 200 dirham. Now 20 dinar. That's the gold. وحال عليها الحول. And 1 year you keep that level. ففيها نصف دينار, you pay half dinar. In here, we don't use today dirham and dinar. And that's the first point. Scholars disagreed or disagreement coming from that. If you see this, the threshold, silver is 200 dirhams. And majority of the scholars today, they say 1 dirham, its weight is nearly 3 grams. Nearly 3 grams. 2.975. So 200 dirhams is going to be 559 grams. 595 grams. If you have that weight of that silver, you pay zakah from it. Pay zakah from it. So the zakat is 5 dirhams, which is 2.5%. Let's go to gold. 20 dinars. The dinar at the time of the Prophet ﷺ, what was the weight of the dinar? Because we don't use a dinar today. Dinar was 4 grams 25. 4 grams 25 times 20 is 85 grams. Some people say the weight is a bit different. So they change it. Some people say 87, but majority is 85. So the threshold of the silver is 595 grams. The threshold of the gold is 85 grams. There is one point. At the time of the Prophet ﷺ, dirham and the dinar was neck to neck, equal. It was equal and equal in the price. But today, silver dropped a lot, and the gold raised up a lot. So when you have money, and silver and gold are same, you can take one of them to calculate. What happened? The silver dropped and the gold raised up, and the money is still in there. So when you want to calculate, what do? Are you taking the lower threshold with the silver, or are you taking the higher threshold with the gold? That also want to see, inshallah, later on. فما زاد بحساب ذلك. Whatever for more than that, you count as it is 2.5%. وليس في مال زكاة. There's no zakah on your wealth حتى يحول عليه الحول until you pass 1 year. نساء الذهب والفضة. We say the threshold of the gold is 85 grams. And threshold of the fidda, we said 595 grams. How you can calculate? Today, mostly, we don't use gold of 100%. There's something called karat in the gold. We call it qirat in Arabic. Which is called karat. And that, when the gold is poor 100%, it's 24. It's like 24 karat. If you take a chain, necklace of 24 karat, it will be broken easily, it will break. It's such strong. So what they do, they add metals in there. Mostly, the gold we use in here is 9 karat, mostly. Saudi, 19, 21 karat, Dubai until 22 carats. That means when you say 22 carats, there's a small amount of metal is in there to keep the strength. So you should calculate when you are paying zakah, which type of karat you have and the weight. In here, if you try to see, this link is still working. Make it bigger. Don't need to use your glasses. I go to this website, goldprice.org. Let us see what is the value, what's the in here, silver, make it called GB, yes, kilo, make it grams, make it grams. So what's the value of the gold? 49.8 per gram. 49.8 per gram. Let's go back to our table. You write here, but last week it was 50.08. It dropped 49.8. And then here you put number of, it was a carat of the gold you have. It shows you per gram is what's the value. For 24 carat is 49.8. When it drops, it's going to be 45. And then how many grams you have in that gold? And here is coming to you the price. From that price, 2.5 calculation is going to be 102.71 pound with Zakaat. That's why it clears here. This is for the gold, and this is for the silver, and this is for your wealth, money. The cash you have, lent it out, whatever else you got it, you put in here. So all three added, and you see the Zakaat. If you call this 80 grams, it doesn't mean you're not paying Zakaat from it. You're adding with the cash you have, the money you have, or the assets you have, or the business you have. You're adding to the silver you have. So it's going to be more than 85. So you are paying Zakaat. It doesn't mean we are calculating gold separate, the silver separate, and the money separate. No. The three are together. They work together, three. But if you have camels and sheep, you're not adding them together. Are two different types. Understand the point? But silver, gold, and cash or business you have, you're adding them together. That's what we should be aware. So that's how you calculate the gold. You should know the carat, and you should know the weight and the price of the gold, the time you are doing it. It can change it. It can change it. Because it didn't change. Sometimes while still I'm on the phone answering the question, it changes. So whatever it is, try to add something at the end of the day when you calculate it. Let us see the silver. The silver in here, same website. Same website. But in here, you should notice the price and what they use for the price. Gold, make it silver. GB. Here, it gives you ounces, which is what it's called. Yes. And here, kilo. Take kilo. Kilo is 596. So 1 gram, how much is going to be? 0.56. Means 60p per gram, roughly. So that price we are taking and put it on the table. Yeah. Here. It's going to be 0.596. How many grams you have? If assume 2,000 grams, the value is here. Its value, and then this is the percentage of the Zakaat coming here. So you are adding this, the gold zakat and the silver zakat. On top of that, you cash or your wealth or your assets. You adding them. So that's how you calculate your zakah. The problem here, what do you do with the money? You know the silver, you know the gold, that's very simple. The money in Saudi's Hayat Kibar Ulama, first research branch. That research branch, they said, لم تكن أوراق نقدية معروفة عند قدماء الفقهاء الإسلام. The early scholars of Islam, they didn't know this money. They know dirham and dinar only. I was very clear. Yes, paper money, not bank notes. They didn't know. لعدم تداولها في زمانهم. It was not circulated or used at their time. فلذا لم نجد منهم من تعرض لحكمها. You don't find from the Salaf anyone talk about the bank notes. So in here, want to see 85 grams of gold, how much it worth. Let's go back to our system. Say 24 carat. This one, 85. How much money here? 4,233. Means you cash until it reaches that limit, you don't need to pay zakah. It means, yes, whole year. Last, see, this is the threshold of the gold. When you use the threshold of the gold for your money or your assets, yeah, it should be until you reach 4,200, you don't need to pay zakah. Let's see on the side of 4,233. Okay, let's write here that number. 4,233. Let's see the silver in our table. The silver, 595. What's the value? 354. From 354, you pay zakah. $354. So in here, what do you do with the wealth? Are you going to calculate depending on the gold, or are you going to calculate depending on the silver? That's where the problem here today. Scholars disagreed for this point. Some of them said money, yeah, you calculate with the threshold of the gold. Some of them say no, we are using threshold of the silver. If you use threshold of the gold, you save a lot of money. You may not reach that. If you reach, yeah, you are wealth, you can pay. But a lot of people, they don't reach that level. So it's good for the people who are paying. If you take a silver threshold, it's good for the miskin. Everyone can get 350 a year, so they can pay zakah. So which one you are looking to? You save money or to feed the miskin? And now you are feeding miskin for the sadaqah. So this khilaf, it's better to come out of this khilaf. Ibn Baz said, الزكاة تجب على الأوراق النقدية. Zakah is obligatory for bank notes you have. Or assets. إذا بلغت قيمتها. Look here what he's saying. If it is threshold if it reaches the value, أدنى النسابين, the lowest of the two thresholds, gold and silver. So he's saying, take the lower one and pay the zakah. A lot of scholars saying, no, take the higher one and pay the zakah. So it depends on you. If you're looking for the scholars' fatwa for what you benefit for you, you can get it easily. It's called fatwa shopping. Ask 5, 6 scholars, with the one you suit for you, take it. If you bit fear, you say it's better the lower one to be on the safe side. So 354 was the 2 and 5% of this. 300, let's put on the screen. Let's put on the screen. 354 times 0.025. 8 pounds something. Yes. It's not something heavy. You can pay 10 pounds, 20 pounds to miskin for sadaqah. For poor people. Okay. So it's better to take the lowest threshold. But if you say, I'm taking the highest threshold, no one can say no. No one can say no. I understand now the discussions and disagreement of the scholars. It's based on that. And a lot of scholars, they're saying gold. And some of them say, no, it is silver. But all these are on our time, nothing on the Salaf. On our time discussion. So he said, Bin Baz, rahimahullah, he said, take the lower threshold. The lowest of the 2 thresholds of gold and silver. And we know the silver is the lowest. So he's advising that. He doesn't say it is sunnah to take this. He just says it's wajib to take this. Preferable. So we leave to you how you want to calculate your zakah. 1 point left here, inshallah, or 2 points. Shurut wujuh zakah. When the zakah will be wajib upon you? Number 1, Muslim. Also, it's required from kuffar, it's not wajib because they didn't take shahada. Number 2, tamlikul mali. You own wealth, you own money, you own something, you own livestock, you are a farmer, yes, whatever. That means you have something to pay zakah from it. Number 2, threshold. It should reach the limit, the threshold of that boundary. And number 4, after 1 year. If you fulfill these 4 conditions, then zakah is applicable or payable from your pocket. The last one, who is entitled to receive the zakah? I said, إنما الصدقات, the zakat here, للفقراء والمساكين. What's the difference? Fuqara in English is poor, Masakin in English is poor, but Islam differentiates. Faqir is the one who begs. He doesn't have food of the day. He begs. Miskin, someone doesn't have much. He comes pray with you. He washes his qamis. He earns something, but not enough what he earns. What he earns is not enough. It doesn't beg the people. That's miskin. So you should know who is the miskin. والعاملين عليها, those who works to collect the zakah. والمؤلفة قلوبهم, those who are inclined to be Muslim or they are new Muslims, you pay for the zakah. When he sees Muslims are giving him money, he will like Islam more. وفي الرقاب, the slaves who want to free themselves, and the master said, yeah, pay me that amount of money and you are free. So you have to pay him from zakah, yeah, to be free. والغارمين, some people they take loan and then problem happened and they can't pay the loan back. So from zakat money, you can support them to do it. وفي سبيل الله, what's في سبيل الله? Jihad against kuffar. Those mujahids doing this, yeah, you pay zakat for them. وابن السبيل, the traveler. So وابن السبيل, the one who is traveler. فريضة من الله, this is farad from Allah. Yeah. والله عليم حكيم. This is the end of our lecture about the zakah, inshallah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين.